Alright, in speaking part 2, you may get different questions about an enjoyable experience, trip, memory, and so on. And you need to use related vocabulary when you describe a trip or your experience. In this video, we will be talking about some useful words and phrases that you could use in speaking part 2 and also speaking part 1. Let's begin. So the first part, here's an example. We went to the War Museum in Siem Reap because I like war memorabilia. It was very impressive. Lots of old-looking tanks and helicopters and an enormously wide variety of objects. It was blended in with the nature, and this makes it even more epic. I had the chance to delve into what happened in the country, and I learned a lot. Before the visit, I thought it would be quite somber, but there was no source of doom and gloom. So here we've got good phrases and words. Let's begin with the first one, memorabilia. Things that people collect because they once belonged to a famous person or because they are connected with a particular interesting place, event, or activity. For example, football memorabilia or Beatles memorabilia. In this case, we have war memorabilia, military equipment which are collected for their historical importance. Next one we have impressive. If something is impressive, you admire it. For example, because it is very good, large, or important. An impressive building with a huge tower. The next one is old-looking. For example, old-looking documents. Next word is enormously, very much, by large amounts. Example, the show was enormously popular. Next, we have a good phrase, blend in with. If something blends in, it is similar to the other buildings around it, and so it seems appropriate. Example, the new library blends in perfectly with the surrounding buildings. Next, we have a good adjective, epic. It's informal, meaning extremely good. Example, the roller coaster ride was epic. Delve into. Try to find more information about someone or something. Example, research that delves deeply into this issue. Alright, next word is quite somber, a good collocation. Quite means fairly or to a small extent, but not very. So very is stronger than fairly. Example, the film was quite good, but the book was much better. And somber, sad and serious. Example, a somber atmosphere, a somber voice, or a somber face. Next, a good phrase, doom and gloom. A feeling that a situation is very bad and without hope. Example, it is not all doom and gloom and there is lots to look forward to. So here's another example, or you could add it to the first part. We also went to the killing field. We knew it would be a bit heavy, but decided to pay a visit. After that, we went to some important religious sites. The first temple was stunning. The detailed figurines and statues imprinted into the walls made it so special. The giant tree inside the temple area was unbelievable. Everybody wanted to take pictures of it. There were imagery and stories all over the temple, and it wasn't hard to imagine what life must have been like in Cambodia in ancient times. We allocated around 2 hours to this temple, and it was my favorite of the whole day. The first adjective here is heavy. Anything that is heavy involves serious or strong feelings. Example, she didn't want things to get too heavy at such an early stage in the relationship. Stunning, extremely beautiful, a stunning view of the lake. Figurine, a small model of a person. Next one, we have unbelievable. This meaning of unbelievable is synonym to amazing, very good or impressive. The opportunities are unbelievable. Next word, imagery. The use of words or pictures to describe ideas or situations. If you go to Bayon Temple in Cambodia, you will see lots of these imagery and stories on the walls. Allocate, to spend a specific amount of time on something. As you can see in this example, we allocated 2 hours to this temple. It means we stayed in the temple for around 2 hours and looked around. Now, the next example, Most of the temples in the area are recaptured by the jungle, and the jungle has grown around them. The second temple was Bayon Temple. It was pretty small but stunningly beautiful. Our tour guide gave us some factual information about the temple and the king at the time. Some faces inside the temple depict the king. It was completely different from the first temple we had visited. It was so special and we were lucky to go there. Pretty incredible. Alright, the first one, recapture, to win back a place. It means it's a part of the jungle again. Next, we have stunningly. We had stunning earlier, meaning beautiful, and stunningly means in a way that is extremely surprising or impressive, like this picture. Stunningly beautiful scenery. Next, factual, something that is based on facts or relating to facts. Example, libraries are stores of factual information. The next word is depict. It's a formal word to describe something or someone in writing or speech, or to show them in a painting, picture, etc. As you can see in this picture, the picture depicts the king. Alright, next one is incredible, extremely good. Synonyms, amazing, unbelievable. For example, what an incredible motorbike. Then we headed to Angkor Wat. It took an hour till we made it to the entrance. Inside, the courtyard was massive and so impressive. I thought this place would be completely overrun by people, but it wasn't. It was a nice surprise. Angkor Wat was the main attraction and the highlight of the trip. I will remember that temple, absolutely stunning. So, head here is a verb to go in a particular direction. She headed towards the second temple. Next we have make it. It's a phrase to succeed in getting somewhere in time. With blood pouring from his leg, he made it to a nearby house. Massive, very large, like the massive walls of the castle. Overrun, if a place is overrun by people, they spread over it in great numbers. Example, a temple overrun by tourists, as you can see in the picture. Next one is attraction, somewhere or something you can visit that is interesting or enjoyable. Example, the town's most popular attraction is the Marine Science Museum. Next, highlight, the most important, interesting, or enjoyable part of something, such as a holiday. That weekend in Venice was definitely the highlight of our trip. Next is absolutely, meaning completely. This word is used for emphasis. The food was absolutely fantastic. Next, get to do something, to have the opportunity to do something. So when you get to do something, it means you had the time or you had the opportunity to do it. Example, it's not fair, I never get to go first. Next is all in all, when everything is considered. All in all, it had been a great success. Be in touch with means to be connected with. Like they're in touch with their feelings and are not afraid to express them. In this sample, we have to be in touch with their surroundings, or they're connected with the world around them. Surroundings, everything that is around or near somebody or something. A synonym is environment. For example, to work in pleasant surroundings. Next is local. This word is usually plural. Someone who lives in a place where you're talking about. We ask one of the locals to recommend a restaurant. So locals are the people who live in that specific area. Get away, to go somewhere to have a holiday, often because you need to rest. For example, I just need to get away for a few days. Next we have hectic, very busy or full of activity, like a hectic social life. And the last one is a while, a period of time. I haven't seen him for a while. Here it means for a long time. I only stayed for a short while, for a short period of time. Alright, in this video we talked about 4 samples for speaking part 2, and we talked about the words and phrases that you could use in your own context. So for instance, you could change the word Siem Reap or Angkor Wat to any other places or any other tourist attractions you know, and try to personalize them and use them in your own context. Alright, that's it for today. Have a nice day.